What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Arrow Season 6. So this is going to be another theory video on who is the main villain for Arrow Season 6. So thanks to TV Line again, they gave us a mini tease which reads like this. The next yet to be cast big bad has been on many fans' wish lists, which is rather interesting. So if you remember, a couple of weeks ago I did a video on the people who I wanted to be the villain. I mentioned Cheshire, I mentioned the Outsiders, and I also mentioned Lady Shiva. So who could potentially be the main villain for Arrow Season 6? I really hope there's some connection to the past still. So who I want to cast for Arrow Season 6 as one of the villains would be the iconic Lady Shiva, who is the deadly assassin in the DC universe. She has trained Batman, also trained with a third Robin, Tim Drake, just a badass chick. So, her sister was killed, and a mystery man approached her and convinced her that Richard Dragon had killed her. So I think it'd be a really interesting twist if she is Shadow's sister inside the Arrow universe. Obviously Shadow died because Oliver Queen picked Sara instead of her, and that was kind of the motivation behind Deathstroke's motivation, because Deathstroke was in love with Shadow and he was always pissed off at her. But the interesting thing here is she was told that Richard Dragon did it. So what happened if they kind of used this storyline and had Richard Dragon as maybe the main villain, and have Lady Shiva in there, and then obviously she finds out that it's due to Green Arrow, and that could be an interesting storyline. So she was determined to avenge her sister's death, but knew that she had to train if she were to have any hope of defeating Richard Dragon. While she was training, she discovered that she had a natural talent for skills and movements required for martial arts. She trained for years, eventually reaching a point in her martial arts training where she felt she could take on Richard Dragon and defend her sister. She decided to take up the codename Shiva. Eventually she tracked down Richard Dragon, luring him into a trap. However, Dragon revealed to Shiva that he did not kill her sister, and the man that told her he had was someone that worked for him and wanted Dragon dead. He then explained who the real killer was, and that he had already killed him in battle. Shiva came to the devastating conclusion that she had no more purpose in life, and that all her training had been for waste. She decided to aid Richard Dragon with some of his missions, because all she knew was how to fight, really, and then she would decide to use her skills for good. After many years, Dragon decided to retire, and Shiva left to find the meaning in her life. So I think it's a pretty savage storyline. I'd really like to have Lady Shiva being Shadow's sister. Obviously Yofei is Shadow's dad. I think in the Arrow kind of TV universe her sister's called Maya or May. I think it's Maya. So I think it would be cool if they made Lady Shiva Shadow's sister and she was seeking revenge on Richard Dragon. But when she got to Richard Dragon, she found out that it was really Oliver Queen's fault, and then Oliver Queen could have Richard Dragon and maybe Lady Shiva as the kind of antagonistic villains. So this is just completely hypothetical, but I think it would be a cool way if we are going to get Lady Shiva as the main villain to kind of mix and match between them two storylines, and it would be really interesting. So I hope we don't find out who the Arrow Season 6 villain is for a long time, because I like surprises. I don't like it when TV shows tell you everything. Like, for instance, the Flash TV show ruins the whole series before it's even started. But I don't really understand why TV shows do that. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, who would you like the villain to be? I would love Cheshire to be the Arrow Season 6 villain, or at least Cheshire to appear. Obviously Cheshire's got some story, or Roy Harper. Obviously Roy Harper is now on American Horror Story Season 7, which is one of my favorite shows ever, so I can't wait to watch that. So anyway, guys, if you like this kind of comment, maybe think about subscribing, maybe think about liking, and also maybe think about joining the Warstu notification squad. I'll be doing theory videos like this all summer long, like I have with The Flash, Arrow, and other TV shows, and we will be live streaming up again soon. So guys, let me know, do you think Lady Shiva would be a cool villain? If not, who would you pick? I mean, Lady Shiva's a fan favourite, so is Cheshire. I'd love the Outsiders, but the Outsiders would be an epically long storyline, because there's obviously the different groups. Then in the comic books, Oliver Queen's dad's in charge of him. Obviously, he's kind of dead in the show, but is he really dead? No one ever dies in shows like this. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you soon in another video. Catch you later.